If you've been following along and you watched our video covering the positioning exercise, you'll remember that we placed pricing or affordability as one of our factors. Now, that's all well and good to say that we want to have an affordable offer. Now it's time to get a little bit more specific. And even if it's not a factor, pricing is always going to be something that merits a little bit of thought. There are a few different ways to approach the pricing question. You can always get a feeling for the market, look at similar products, and try to just kind of place yourself either as more affordable, more premium, or meet the market prices. For digital products, that's not always so simple. There's a lot of variability. People aren't exactly sure how to engage with digital products. They're not sure how to price them. Talking about our customers, they don't really have the most intuitive feel for what is a digital product worth. And so there's room to experiment, basically. And what we're going to do here is we're going to experiment with some different pricing options for your digital product. So you'll notice, of course, at the top there is this lesson, which we're in now. There's a toggle menu for some prompts, some questions for us to think about when we're working on our cost-based pricing model. Our existing traffic. So if you haven't already, and odds are you haven't, we're going to get this number by going to the prototyping workspace. We're going to head over to the best content section. And one of the tasks, I believe, in this lesson or in a previous lesson is to add our top 10 pieces of content. That might be an article, which has some Google Analytics data. It might be an Instagram post, which went viral and performed extremely well. What we just want to figure out is we want to jot down our 10 best pieces of content. We want to list their traffic per month. For a viral tweet or something like that, we might just put the value that it brought in that first month. And this information is going to be pulled into our pricing model. So if you don't have really good data on this, feel free to kind of just put in an estimate for 10 pieces of content. If you don't have 10 pieces of content, then list the ones that you do have information on. So now we head back to our pricing area, and we'll have a number for qualified traffic. And the only reason we need that is because in our pricing calculator, we want to understand a few things. So first of all, we want to understand the amount of work that it's going to take for us to build this digital product, which we're building right now, and to give that work a price value. So, if you put in 20 or 30 or 40 hours crafting this ebook, this course, this SEO master kit, there is at the very least an opportunity cost of work you could be doing elsewhere, which has a value. So you can set your own hourly rates. You can set it as what you might charge in a 9-to-5 job, what you might charge as a freelancer. I give you full reign to set your own hourly rate in this calculator. And then we're just going to list the hours that are involved in building this product, which we're doing right now. The next section or area of information that we need to input is going to be, loosely speaking, the opportunity we expect to sell this digital product. So you can imagine if we have a website with 1 million visitors per month and a kind of guaranteed 1% conversion rate, or we have a good reason to believe that our conversion rates will stay high, then that's a very different pricing question, because we have a lot of opportunities to sell the product compared to someone who might just be getting 100, 200 people visiting their website, looking at the product page, considering it every month. And the reason that makes such a big difference is because for our digital products, they don't have a large shipping cost. They don't have a large cost of production, other than really these hours that it takes to build it. So we've covered those costs here. And now we're just trying to input what is our kind of expected opportunities to sell this product to interested users. So I'll let you just kind of fill that out with whatever traffic information you have. That might be video views, it might be blog posts, it might be Instagram analytics that you take this information from. But let's say we have 1,000 per month coming in considering the product, and maybe it's a 2% product conversion rate. If you don't have information on that because you don't have a product, then you can look to kind of industry standards. And for this, let's just say it is 1 to 2%, and we can use that as our baseline. I think I need to write 1 to 2%. There you go. Ad spend, if you want to add advertising into this model, you can. You just need to input the cost per conversion. But for now, we're going to do it without that. The last piece of information for our calculator is how long do we expect this product to continue generating revenue, generating opportunities. Now, depending on what you're building, it might be very evergreen and it might last for 3 years, 36 months. On the other hand, if you're not sure if it's going to connect, if you're not sure how much external push marketing might need to be done to sell a few of them, we might kind of just put it at a 6-month or maybe a 3-month lifetime. I think that if we're at the stage where we have some content and some traffic coming in, setting your product lifetime to kind of expire in 6 months and checking on it again is not a bad place to start. And then we have our desired profit margin. Now, obviously, the desired margin is going to be very high, but I just want to talk through how exactly this is going to relate to the model. I'm actually just going to quickly put this as splitting the difference because I don't want to confuse us with these ranges. So, heading back to the margin, if I set the desired profit margin to 0, what does that mean? What is that doing? Well, what it's going to do is the calculator is going to tell us how much was our work worth. So remember, we spent these hours building it at a certain rate. So that's the total labor value. It's going to tell us the product price that we need to offer it at if we're going to convert at 1.5%, 1,000 visitors per month over 6 months. So you can see that there are a few variables that are kind of interrelated. So if I were to raise this product lifetime to 12 months, you'll notice that the price goes down. Why does it go down? Well, at the very least, what that means is we have twice as many opportunities to sell this product to hit our zero margin break-even cost. So we can either, one way of putting it is, it's going to cost us $1,280 to build this in our own time. If we have the same amount of traffic coming monthly, we either have 6 months of traffic, so 6,000 chances to sell it to make this same amount, or 12,000 chances to make this same amount. You can either reduce the price of those product sales, so we're going to make the same amount of sales at half the price, or we could reduce this to half of the conversion rate and it's going to hit the same price point that we had. So that may not have been super clear, but the main thing I think to take away is there are a few different key variables here that we can experiment with to try and come to terms with, hey, how much is it going to cost me of my time and effort to build this product? How much opportunity do I realistically have to work with here in terms of, so, if I have only 10 chances to sell it per month and, I'm probably going to have to sell it at 50%, maybe it's still possible, maybe it's not possible to break even. So the calculator will kind of help you figure out some of these questions. And then if you want to play around with raising the price, raising the total revenue, this final section where you get to work through the product lifetime and the margins that you'd like to make on your time will help you price it. So again, this is a tool. This is not the be all and end all. If the calculator spits out 53.33, that doesn't mean that you have to price your product at that exact value. You can, of course, take into account things like what your competitors are charging. You can take into account what you think the product is really worth to your visitors, but hopefully it's a useful tool at the very least when we're trying to figure out this these cost-based questions and trying to understand what is the minimum price that I need to charge for it to be worth my time. That's what we can use this calculator to help us understand.